I'm here with Coach Fordyce, and we're just going to be recapping last week's game against Franklin and Marshall and talking a little bit more about this weekend's matchup against McDaniel. So, Coach, most recently you faced a narrow loss to Franklin and Marshall, 23-20. Despite the overall loss, I do still think there were a lot of small wins for you guys. Can you talk more about those small wins and what you thought went well for the team?
Well, I think it's probably our best defensive game. I think from an assignment standpoint, from a tackling standpoint, it was probably the cleanest game we've played defensively. We had a really good fourth down stop on the goal line. So again, some sudden change situations where we've responded really well. Forced a field goal after turnover, eliminated any points after a punt return. So I'd say I thought we took some strides from a defensive standpoint.
I agree. I thought the defense did really well. We saw guys like Juan Pablo Garcia and Josh Moses kind of take lead on the defense. They had 10 and 9 total tackles, respectively. Can you kind of talk a little bit more about those guys and how they did on Saturday, but also kind of give a little bit more into the deep dive as a whole? How do you think they're doing this season? You said you thought Franklin and Marshall was their best performance. Can you just talk a little bit more about the defense?
Yeah, I think JP, he's going to his third year. I think he understands things schematically really well. He has a desire to be physical. I think he has a high football IQ, so he processes information well. He diagnoses formations. He graded out really well. He was productive. He had 4 PBUs. I think he had 10 tackles. Um, so you see the progression of like his rep volume turning into production. I think Josh, on the other end I think they try to take advantage of things in space on Josh. I think they're really good job in some of the quick game stuff, getting the ball carrier on the ground. Extension of their run game with some quick game stuff and putting Josh in space. I think he held up well from that standpoint as well. So again, seeing a freshman, I think bounce back from a tough game against Gettysburg and then having a better game the following week in another rivalry game.
Definitely. Now, kind of talking more on the offensive side of things, you found a lot of success in the air on Saturday, recording 215 receiving yards. That out of those receiving yards, Leon Freeble was definitely the top target there. He had 51 yards and a touchdown out over 4 receptions. So, can you kind of speak more about Leon, how he did on Saturday, and how he's kind of been a crucial puzzle piece for the offense so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, Leon, I think all the receivers have been really steady, have been productive. I think minimizing drops, minimizing mistakes has been a product of production for us, certainly in the pass game. I think Ben has been really good at, pushing through progressions and putting the ball where it needs to be, throwing the ball to the right guys. And I think, just the ball skill development of Leon from last year to this year has been different. And I think that also equates to production.
Definitely. Kind of shifting gears, looking ahead, you're hitting the road to face McDaniel at 1 p.m. on Saturday, this coming Saturday. So, what specifically have you been targeting to make sure that you bring that win home to Carlisle?
I think every week is a new week, and every week you see a new scheme. You have to take your scheme and adjust it and apply it to a new opponent. You have to look at personnel matchups and then hopefully try to identify mismatches and take advantage of those. We had an extra day on fall break, so we did practice yesterday. We had an extra install day. So I think, continue to evaluate some of those things just from a schematic standpoint. But it will always come back to, ourselves and our efficiency, our production, how we do things. I don't think we ever truly deviate a ton from what we are schematically. It's more about trying to find the matchups and find the wrinkles within the game that will create explosive plays for us offensively and hopefully defensively create some negative plays and get the offense off schedule.